Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about how to find the equation of a circle whose center is located at the origin. As you see in the diagram, we have a circle whose center is at the origin. That means the coordinates of the center would be 0, 0. As we have seen in the previous video, to find the equation of a circle, we have to find the locus of a moving point who maintains a fixed distance from a fixed point. And in this case, the fixed point is the center and that fixed distance would be the radius. So let's take a moving point on this circle. Let's suppose the point is P and the coordinates of the point are x, y. And now let's connect P with the center. So this distance will always be equal to the radius. Let's denote the radius with a lowercase r. So the OP distance will always be equal to r. Now how can we calculate the length of the OP segment? Well, there are three different ways we can do it. First, we are going to try the distance formula. Let's call it the method 1. According to the distance formula, we know that the distance between 2 points would be square root of the square of the difference of 2x coordinates plus the square of the difference of the y coordinates. Now in this case, the coordinates of P are x, y and the coordinates of O are 0, 0. So that's exactly what I have used there. So OP distance will be equal to square root of x minus 0 whole squared plus y minus 0 whole squared. And if we take a square on both sides, then we can say OP squared will be equal to x minus 0 whole squared would be x squared and y minus 0 whole squared would be y squared. So OP squared will be equal to x squared plus y squared. And then what is OP? Well, OP is nothing but the radius of this circle. So in place of OP, we can use lowercase r. So r squared would be equal to x squared plus y squared. And then if we write this equation the other way, we can say that x squared plus y squared will be equal to r squared. And in fact, that is the equation of the circle whose center is located at the origin. So it was fairly easy to find the equation of the circle using the distance formula. Next, we are going to discuss about the second method where we are going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Here, the first thing I am going to do is I am going to drop a perpendicular from P onto the positive x-axis. And let's suppose the perpendicular landed at point A on the positive x-axis. And next, I am going to connect A with O. Now, we have a right triangle. The right triangle is triangle OAP. And then we can consider OP as the hypotenuse, which is equal to r, which is the radius of this circle. And what is that length OA? Well, OA is actually the x coordinate of the point P. So OA is equal to x. And what about AP? Well, AP is actually the y coordinate of the point P. So AP is equal to y. Now, if we use the Pythagorean theorem on this particular right triangle, then can we say that OA squared plus AP squared would be equal to OP squared? And now let's substitute the values of OA, AP and OP. So then our equation is going to look like this. X squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. And that's the equation of our circle. Next, we are going to talk about the third method, which is in fact similar to the first method. Here, I am going to use the equation that we already derived in the previous video, which is the fundamental equation of a circle. And the fundamental equation is like this: x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared is equal to r squared, where h and k are the coordinates of the center. Now, in this case, because the circle's center is located at the origin, you can imagine that h and k, they will be equal to 0. Each of them will be equal to 0. So if we plug in the values of h and k, our equation going to look like this. It will look like x minus 0 whole squared plus y minus 0 whole squared is equal to r squared. And if we simplify this, it's going to look like x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. And that is the equation of our circle. So ultimately we see that the equation of a circle whose center is located at the origin looks like x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. Now, I'm going to take a couple of examples. I have the first example here. It says find the equation of the circle whose center is at the origin and radius is equal to 6 units. So we have been told that the center is located at the origin and also the radius is equal to 6 units. So we can use this equation here. The equation is x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared, and we have been provided with the value of r, which is 6 units. So let's just plug in that value. Then we can say x squared plus y squared will be equal to 6 squared. And 6 squared is nothing but 36. So we can say x squared plus y squared is equal to 36. And if we bring 36 to the left hand side, then our equation is going to look like this. X squared plus y squared minus 36 is equal to 0. And that's the answer. That's the equation of the circle in this example. Let's take a look at the second example. The second example says equation of a circle is given as x squared plus y squared minus 8 is equal to 0. Find its diameter. So we have to find the length of the diameter of this circle. Now to be able to find the diameter, first we have to find the radius, and after that we can multiply the radius by 2 to find the diameter, because we know diameter is 2 times the radius. So let's first try to find the radius of this circle. So the equation given in the example is x squared plus y squared minus 8 equals 0, and then if we rewrite the equation like this, then we can clearly see that number 8 on the right hand side is going to be r squared. That should be the square of the radius, and we can write it as x squared plus y squared is equal to 2 times square root of 2 whole squared, because if we take a square root of 8 we get 2 times square root of 2, so we can write it as 2 times square root of 2 whole squared. That means the radius here is actually 2 times square root of 2 unit. Now that we have found the radius, we can easily calculate the diameter. We know that diameter is equal to 2 times r, 2 times the radius, and if we plug in the value of r, we can say that diameter will be equal to 2 times square root of 2, which is the radius. So that will be actually 4 times square root of 2 unit. And that is the answer for this example. I hope everything made sense. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.